My beloved child, before you scroll away or let your mind drift somewhere else, understand this clearly. This is not a coincidence. This is not just another message passing through your eyes. This is something that was meant to find you at this exact moment, because a spiritual messenger has already received something about you, something powerful, something that has your name written all over it. And the reason your heart feels slightly restless right now, the reason you paused even for a second, is because deep inside your soul already recognizes that this message carries truth, and not everyone is ready to hear what you are about to hear. Not everyone is chosen to receive this kind of clarity, but you. You were pulled here for a reason, and the message that came through was not soft, it was not casual, it came with urgency, it came with a weight that could not be ignored. It said that someone around you has been thinking about you far more than they show, far more than they admit, and this person has been holding back something important, something they are afraid to reveal because they fear how it might change everything between you. And yes, you already feel who this might be, don't you? You already have that one face coming into your mind right now, that one energy you can't fully explain, and this is exactly why you need to listen carefully, because what is hidden is not meant to stay hidden much longer. Something is shifting behind the scenes, something is moving in silence, and the spiritual messenger made it very clear that timing is everything, and your time is approaching faster than you think. There is a conversation that has not yet happened, a truth that has not yet been spoken, and emotions that have been buried under layers of fear, ego, and hesitation. But all of that is beginning to crack, slowly, quietly, but powerfully, and you may have noticed small signs already, subtle changes in behavior, unusual thoughts, dreams that felt too real, moments where you suddenly felt someone's presence without them being physically there. These are not random, these are signals, these are pieces of a larger message trying to reach you. And the reason it feels intense is because it is, because what is coming into your life next is not ordinary. It is something that will shift your perspective, something that will make you question what you thought you understood about certain people, about certain connections, and even about yourself. And here is where it becomes even more important. The message also revealed that there has been a delay, not a denial, but a delay, and this delay was necessary because there were things that needed to align, lessons that needed to be learned, and energies that needed to mature before this truth could come forward without causing destruction, because if it had come too early, it would have broken something instead of building something. And now the energy is different. Now things are aligning in a way that allows this message to come forward with purpose, with meaning, with impact, and this is why you are being asked to stay alert, to not ignore the signs, to not brush off what your intuition is trying to tell you, because your intuition has been speaking louder than ever lately, hasn't it? You've been feeling things before they happen, sensing emotions that aren't even yours, picking up on energies that others don't even notice, and that is not by accident, that is because you are being prepared, you are being guided, even if you don't fully understand it yet. And the spiritual messenger also said something that might surprise you. They said that the person connected to this message has been struggling internally. They have been going back and forth in their mind, debating whether to step forward or to stay silent. And the reason they hesitate is because they know that once they reveal the truth, nothing will be the same again. Not for them, not for you. And this kind of fear is not small, it is not something that disappears overnight. It takes courage, it takes a moment of realization, a moment where they finally decide that staying silent hurts more than speaking up, and that moment is getting closer, much closer than you realize, and you might feel it before it even happens. You might notice a sudden shift in your emotions, a sudden wave of clarity, or even a sense of calm before something important unfolds. And when that happens, do not ignore it, do not doubt it, because that is your sign that things are about to change. And here is something even deeper that you need to understand. This is not just about another person, this is also about you, about your growth, your awareness, your ability to recognize truth even when it is uncomfortable, even when it challenges what you thought you knew. Because sometimes the truth doesn't come wrapped in comfort, sometimes it comes in a way that forces you to wake up, to see clearly, to step into a version of yourself that you have been avoiding without even realizing it. And that is exactly what this message is preparing you for. A moment of awakening, a moment where things finally make sense, where confusion turns into clarity, where doubt turns into understanding. And yes, it may feel overwhelming at first, it may feel like too much to process, but that is because it carries power, and power always demands attention, always demands presence. And this is why you cannot afford to miss what is happening right now. Because not everyone gets this kind of warning, not everyone gets this kind of insight before something unfolds. But you did, and that means something. That means you are being given an advantage, a chance to be ready, a chance to respond instead of react, a chance to move with awareness instead of confusion, and that alone can change everything. And as you continue to listen, as you allow this message to settle within you, you will start to feel a shift, a quiet understanding that something is indeed happening, something that goes beyond coincidence, something that has been building for a long time, and is finally reaching its moment. So stay with this, do not let your focus break, because what comes next will connect even deeper. It will reveal something that you were not expecting but somehow always knew deep down. Do not let your attention drift now, because what you are about to understand goes even deeper than what you have already heard. And this is the moment where most people would miss the truth simply because they are not patient enough to stay present. But you are still here, and that alone tells me something powerful about you. It tells me that your spirit is searching, that your soul is ready to receive something that others would ignore. And that is exactly why this message continues, because the spiritual messenger did not stop at just revealing that someone is holding back truth. They went further. They described the energy surrounding you. They described a shift that has already begun, a silent transformation that is happening both within you and around you. And this transformation is not random. It is not accidental. It is the result of everything you have been through. Every moment of confusion. Every time you questioned yourself, every time you felt like something was off but couldn't explain why, all of it has been leading you here, to this exact phase where things start to reveal themselves one by one. And you may have already noticed that lately you are not the same as before. Your reactions have changed, your patience has changed, the way you see people has changed. And even the things that once excited you don't hold the same energy anymore. And this is not loss. This is elevation. This is what happens when your awareness begins to expand, when your soul starts rejecting what no longer aligns with your path. And yes, it can feel lonely at times. It can feel like you are disconnecting from things and people without fully understanding why. But this is part of the process. This is part of the preparation for what is about to enter your life. And the messenger made it clear that something new cannot fully arrive until certain old energies are released. And this is where you need to be honest with yourself. There are things you have been holding on to. Thoughts, attachments, expectations, maybe even a person, that you know deep down has not been aligned with your highest good, but you kept holding on because it felt familiar, because it felt safe, or because you were hoping it would change. But now the energy is different. Now the universe is gently but firmly pushing you to let go, not as a punishment, but as a necessity. Because what is coming cannot fit into the space that is still occupied by what no longer belongs, and this is where the message becomes even more intense, because the spiritual messenger said that the person connected to you has also been going through their own awakening, their own internal shift, and this is why their behavior may have seemed confusing to you. One moment they feel close, the next moment they seem distant. One moment they show signs of care, the next moment they pull back, and this inconsistency has not been easy for you. It has made you question things, it has made you wonder what is real and what is not, but what you did not see is that they were fighting something within themselves. They were trying to understand their own emotions, their own fears, their own truth, and that kind of internal battle creates confusion on the outside, and now that battle is reaching a turning point. Now they are being pushed to make a decision, to either step forward with honesty or to lose the opportunity completely. And this is not something that will drag on forever, this is something that is approaching a moment of action, a moment where silence will no longer be an option. And when that moment arrives, it may come suddenly, it may come in a way that catches you off guard, but you will recognize it, your soul will recognize it instantly, and this is why you are being prepared now, so that when it happens, you are not overwhelmed, you are not confused, you are ready to see it for what it is, and respond from a place of clarity instead of emotion, because this is important. Your response will shape what happens next. Your awareness will determine whether this situation becomes something that elevates you or something that drains you, and this is why the message keeps emphasizing your power, your role in all of this, because you are not just a passive receiver in this story, you are an active force. Your energy, your choices, your boundaries, they all matter. And the messenger also revealed something that you need to hear very carefully. They said that not everything that returns is meant to stay, and this may challenge you. This may make you pause for a moment, because sometimes we assume that if something comes back into our life, it means it is meant to be, but that is not always true. Sometimes things return just to test whether you have truly grown, whether you have learned what you were supposed to learn, whether you are still willing to accept less than what you deserve, or whether you are finally ready to choose yourself. And this is where your strength will be tested, not in a loud dramatic way, but in a quiet, internal moment where you have to decide what aligns with your truth, and what does not. And the reason this test is coming is because something bigger is waiting, something that requires a higher version of you, a version of you that does not settle, that does not ignore red flags, that does not silence their intuition just to keep someone in their life. And yes, this may feel intense. This may feel like a lot to process, but remember, you were not given this message to feel lost. You were given this message to feel prepared, to feel aware, to feel empowered, and the more you stay present with it, the more things will start to make sense, the more you will begin to see patterns, connections, signs that were always there but you didn't fully recognize before. And now, as this awareness grows within you, you may start to notice something else, a sense of calm, a sense of knowing, even in the middle of uncertainty, and that is your inner guidance strengthening, that is your soul aligning with the truth that is unfolding, and this is exactly where you need to stay, grounded, aware, open, because what comes next will bring even more clarity, even more revelation, and you are closer than ever to understanding why all of this had to happen the way it did. My beloved child, stay with me now, because this is the part where everything begins to connect in a way that you cannot ignore anymore. This is where the truth stops feeling distant and starts feeling real, almost as if you can reach out and touch it. And there is a reason your energy feels different right now. There is a reason your thoughts are becoming more intense, more focused, because what is unfolding is no longer just a possibility. It is becoming a reality, and the spiritual messenger did not hold back when revealing what comes next. They said that a moment is approaching where everything that has been hidden will begin to surface, not all at once, but in a way that is undeniable, in a way that forces clarity into your life whether you feel ready for it or not. And this is where you need to listen even more carefully, because the message made something very clear. They said that this truth will not arrive in the way you expect. It will not come wrapped in comfort or perfect timing. It may interrupt your routine. It may come through an unexpected conversation, a sudden message, a random encounter, or even a realization that hits you out of nowhere. But when it happens, you will feel it instantly. There will be no confusion in your soul, only recognition, only that deep inner voice saying, "This is it. This is what you were being prepared for." And in that moment, everything will slow down. Even if the world around you continues to move, because your awareness will lock onto what truly matters. And this is where many people make their biggest mistake. They allow their emotions to take control. They react from old wounds, from fear, from attachment. But you are being guided to do something different. You are being guided to pause, to observe, to feel, but not to lose yourself in the intensity of the moment, because this is not just a test of your emotions. This is a test of your growth, a test of whether you can stand in your truth even when something familiar tries to pull you back into old patterns. And the messenger emphasized this again and again. They said that the past will try to speak. The past will try to re-enter your space, but it is up to you to decide whether it deserves a place in your present. And this decision will not be easy, because it will come with memories, with feelings, with that sense of what could have been. But you have to remember why things unfolded the way they did. You have to remember the lessons, the moments that made you stronger, the times when you had to stand alone and rebuild yourself piece by piece. Because those moments were not meant to be forgotten. They were meant to shape you into who you are now. And who you are now is not the same person who once accepted confusion as love, who once ignored their intuition just to hold on to something that was uncertain. You have evolved, even if you don't always give yourself credit for it. And now the universe is placing you in a position where that evolution must be acknowledged, must be acted upon. And here is where it becomes even more powerful. The spiritual messenger revealed that this situation is not just about closure or confrontation. It is about alignment. It is about bringing you closer to what is truly meant for you. And sometimes alignment requires disruption. Sometimes it requires something unexpected to shake you out of comfort and push you into clarity. And that is exactly what this moment is designed to do. It is designed to show you the difference between what feels familiar and what is actually right for you. And those two things are not always the same. And as this realization settles within you, you may start to feel a shift in your energy, a sense of detachment from things that once held power over you, a sense of confidence that you did not have before. And this is not arrogance. This is awareness. This is what happens when you begin to trust yourself. When you begin to listen to that inner voice that has been guiding you all along, and the more you trust it, the clearer everything becomes, the easier it is to see through illusions, through half-truths, through actions that do not match words, and this clarity is your protection. This clarity is what will keep you from falling back into situations that do not serve you. And the messenger also said something that you need to hold on to very closely. They said that what is meant for you will not require you to question your worth. It will not leave you feeling uncertain about where you stand. It will not make you feel like you have to chase, convince, or prove yourself. And this is important because the moment this truth arrives, you will be faced with a choice, to either accept something that feels incomplete just because it is familiar, or to stand firm and wait for something that aligns completely with who you have become, and this choice will define the next chapter of your life. Not just in this situation, but in everything that follows, because the standards you set now will determine what you allow in the future, and this is why you cannot take this lightly. This is why you cannot ignore what your intuition is telling you, because it has been guiding you toward this exact moment, preparing you for this exact decision, and now you are almost there. You are standing at the edge of a shift that will change how you see everything, and yes, it may feel intense. It may feel uncertain, but within that uncertainty there is also power. There is also possibility, and as you move forward, as you allow this truth to unfold without resistance, you will begin to understand why things had to happen the way they did, why certain delays were necessary, why certain connections felt so strong yet so confusing, because all of it was leading you here, to this moment of clarity, this moment of awakening, and this is not the end. This is only the beginning of something much deeper, something that will continue to reveal itself in ways you cannot yet fully imagine, but you will feel it, you will recognize it, because your soul has been preparing for this all along. My beloved child, now as you reach this moment, understand that this is not just an ending, this is a completion of a cycle that was always meant to transform you, and there is a calmness settling within you right now for a reason, because your soul is beginning to understand what your mind once struggled to accept, everything that has unfolded, every delay, every confusion, every emotional high and low. It was never there to break you, it was there to prepare you. And now you stand at a point where the truth no longer feels heavy, it feels clear, it feels necessary, it feels like something that has finally found its place within you, and the spiritual messenger's final words about you were not filled with fear, they were filled with certainty. They said that you are no longer the same person who once waited for answers from others. You have become someone who can recognize truth from within. Someone who no longer needs validation to understand their worth, and this is your power. This is what everything was leading you toward, and now the moment you were being prepared for has either already touched your life or is just about to, and when it does, you will notice something different about yourself. You will not react the way you used to, you will not feel lost in the same way. Instead, there will be a quiet strength within you, a stillness that allows you to see clearly, to choose wisely, to act with intention instead of impulse. And this is where your transformation becomes real, not in what happens around you, but in how you respond to it, because the truth is, the situation itself was never the final destination, it was only the path that led you back to yourself. And now that you have found that connection within, everything else begins to fall into place naturally. And yes, the person connected to this message, their truth, their actions, their decisions, they will reveal themselves in time. But they no longer hold the same power over you that they once did, Because you have reclaimed your energy, you have reclaimed your sense of self, and that changes everything. And the messenger made this very clear. They said that what is truly meant for you will now begin to move toward you without force, without confusion, without games. It will feel different, it will feel steady, it will feel right, and this is how you will know the difference between what was a lesson and what is meant to stay, because what is meant to stay will not disturb your peace, it will not create chaos in your mind, it will align with you in a way that feels natural, not forced, and this is what you deserve, this is what you have been prepared for all along. And as this realization settles deeper into your being, you may feel a sense of release, as if something heavy has finally lifted from your shoulders, and that is because it has. You are no longer carrying the same questions, the same doubts, the same need to understand everything immediately. You are allowing things to unfold, you are trusting the process, and that trust is what will guide you forward from here. And remember this clearly, you are not losing anything that was truly meant for you, anything that leaves, anything that fades, anything that cannot meet you at your level of growth. It was never your final destination, it was only a part of your journey, and now you are stepping into a space where only alignment can remain, only truth can stay, and this is where your life begins to feel different, not because everything suddenly becomes perfect, but because you are no longer settling for what is not, you are no longer ignoring what your soul knows, and that awareness is your greatest strength, and as you move forward from this moment, carry this understanding with you, let it guide your choices, let it protect your energy, let it remind you of who you have become. Because you have grown more than you realize. You have overcome more than you give yourself credit for, and now you are ready for what comes next, not because everything is certain, but because you are, and that is enough, that is more than enough, and this message found you for a reason, not to create fear, not to create confusion, but to awaken something within you. Something that was always there waiting to be recognized, and now that it has been awakened, you will not see things the same way again, you will not accept the same patterns again, you will not ignore your intuition again, because you know better now, you feel deeper now, you understand clearer now, and that is your gift, that is your transformation, that is your new beginning. So walk forward with confidence, walk forward with awareness, and most importantly, walk forward knowing that you are exactly where you need to be, and everything that is truly aligned with you is already finding its way to you, step by step, moment by moment, just as it was always meant to.